She likes it.
I like it.
It's giving.
It's giving 179 episodes. Let's do this.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And this is episode 179. Hello, and welcome yet again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host, Claudia Renee, and I am joined by my co-host, Jav 600 in the building.
Yes, and we're fresh off that House 600 out now. Make sure you guys go listen to that motherfucker. You already know this is the classic, know what I mean? No, but in all seriousness, appreciate everyone that's been either hitting me up. We're recording this early, but everyone that's listening.
It's in the future.
I already know this is success. So, yeah, you know, go make sure you guys go stream that Jav 600, JAV 600 on all streaming platforms now.
Everywhere, guys. Like I say every time he drops a project, listen, one thing my dog gonna do is drop a project.
You know, I know that's right.
I know that's right, Jav. I am so proud of you. So y'all make sure that you go check that out like he said.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So make sure that y'all go ahead and check that project out. It's amazing. So make sure that you guys put that in your rotation this weekend. So I am going to start the episode how I always start it, by saying what I am grateful for. I want to go first this time.
Go right ahead.
I'm grateful that my mom was here.
I know that's right. Goddamn.
Right now when we're recording, actually, it's she's not here yet, but just the thought of knowing that I'm going to be able to hug her. There's nothing like your mom's hug, Jav.
Nothing like a mother's hug. And, you know, especially when it's been some time. It's been a while since we've seen moms. Yeah. But it's probably been more than, 3 months? Or am I tripping? Is that exaggerating?
No, because it was what? No, it's like 3 months. Like 3 months and change.
3 months and some change. So, you know, like, and we're privileged to have both of our parents.
For real.
Right? Like, shit, that's what I'm grateful for.
Aww.
You know, I'm going to just say it like that, you know, just having both of my parents too, because I know that my dad didn't have our grandma for a long time in his life. And his dad. So it's like we had both of them and they rocked with us this whole time, you know, through the ups and downs and all that stuff. But back to the mother thing is just like we're privileged in that sense because we haven't been there hasn't been really much time without our mom.
Yeah.
And if it was more our choice. And, you know, that's just like a little bit easier when it's like, oh, I'm out here doing whatever, you know, like doing what I'm doing. But when it's like the other way, when it's not on your terms, you kind of like, wait, what the fuck? So yeah.
That part. I definitely agree with what you're saying because that's how I feel, that it's like it's just been time. But then it's also because we're older. So when you're older, you start realizing like, oh, man, that time is limited. You know?
Yeah, and then also when you get older, you start the people that you met once. Now they are slowly transitioning, or you start seeing life happen basically. Yeah, you know, and
one of the guarantees in life
is
that you'll lose people.
Whether
it be through death or through circumstances.
I ain't talking to you no more.
And that's a circumstance. Under these circumstances, I can no longer talk to you.
Give or take, how many people you told that in your life? Like, kind of like, I ain't talking to you no more. Not like that, but like that. Like you killed them, but you know, allegedly. I'm kidding, but like,
I actually
you killed them off. You cut them off from your life, is what I mean.
I actually think that and maybe this may be something I need to work on because I'm realizing that I possibly have never been like, I'm never talking to you again. I just don't talk to them. Like, you don't even deserve that.
That's not toxic.
Like, you don't deserve that because, like, you just don't. Like, and then that could be toxic. That could be something that I need to maybe because today's episode, I did want to be a little bit more vulnerable in certain things that are happening in my life. But that is something that I have noticed, is that I am quick to just quit. Like, either it be a relationship, whether it's platonic or even romantically. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one who's like, I'm just like, fuck that.
Yeah, platonic sounds like a sexy word. Why do they make platonic so sexy when it has nothing
to do with being sexual? Platonic just means, you know, like the opposite of sexual. So it's just that specific thing that that I've noticed about myself, is that, like, I do that. Like, I'm just like, this is gonna be the last time that we ever interact, and that's that. And that's that. And sometimes because you also, like, set some boundaries, or you think you are in your own way, because you don't really know how to
really communicate
it or navigate it in a way that is healthy, not just for you, but for the other person, because then they kind of understand, like, oh, this is what happened, or this is why, you know, her and I are no longer speaking. Because sometimes you get left with that, because, like, think about yourself, like, think about it on your terms, like, when you go through someone that just, like, stops talking to you, and you don't even, there's, like, no really reason why. You would think that there's a reason why you guys don't fuck with each other anymore, but there possibly is. Or it could just be that you weren't that person that they needed you to be at a certain time, and that to them was, like, the final thing.
Right. Yeah, I was like, that's it.
And then that's because we're all battling that. We're all battling losing people. We're all battling our own demons, our own mental health, our own even, like, financial struggles, different stress. Everybody is stressed, depressed, has anxiety. Some people have all three. And it's not a joke, but it's something that's very serious, you know, because it's something that is so real. And that's what we all forget about, like, other people. Like, I think I saw this, and it was like, I want to say it was along the lines of, I'm blanking out right now, because it was about, don't cut somebody off because they weren't there for you in a specific time. You don't know that you could have been the one that was there for them at that time. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like that type of thing. So that, like, made me think on, you know, things that, or people that I have dropped because of whatever reason. And then I'm just like, out, you know? And part of that has to do with some of the things that I went through in my childhood. Some of the other things is basically, like,
don't everything though.
Everything is always tied into your inner child, the inner child that went through what it went through when it wasn't supposed to. And that's just difficult, you know, like, because you don't really recognize it, because you don't really know. And also because it comes at you in different moments. Like, there's parts of my life that really affect me at a certain age. Like, I remember openly speaking about a time that I was, like, inappropriately touched by someone that was older than me, like way older than me. Like, as I was underage, you know, I've talked about that. And I remember going through, like, emotion in my life to where that was something that I wanted to talk about, because I never really talked about it that vulnerably. So again, I'm coming in here today. It's kind of like my diary episode, because I just feel like I just have so much that I want to, like, just talk about and, like, just, like, leave it all on tape. But don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't judge me. I was about to do like an episode that was, like, no visual, because I was like, I don't want to be seen, because, like, I was telling Javier that I feel very vulnerable.
Yeah, my dog said ISO though. She said ISO, bro.
No, I never said that.
I was like, hey, what? So what are we gonna talk? I got it. Topics. I got them.
I do. But these are, of course.
You need that, yeah.
But
that's why you're a podcast host. What the fuck?
Well, what I was going to mention as well is that these are even just conversations that you and I have had. Are you playing Halo?
No. I'm so sorry. I'm over here geeking out because I just got an email and I'm about to get invitated. Because I'm about to be a Twitch streamer.
My dog said I hope invitated.
I hope y'all know, man. That the Twitch is about to be on and popping. Y'all better watch out for me.
I'm dead. But yeah, so this is today's episode is basically like some real conversations that you and I have had, like basically like a summation of them, because I feel like the reviews and doing the music and even the shows, like that's fun for me and it's so fun, but
that's something we would do for free.
Yeah, but at the same time, like we also have to look at that we're all humans and we're all going through different emotions, and I'm human and I'm going through a lot of different emotions. Like, where do I start? So I'll start with one. Okay. So what I wanted to bring up is we're both getting to a certain age, to where, and this isn't just us, because I do polls on my Instagram. I do people actually just DM me random things about their life.
What would you say is the age group though? You would say what, some like 28?
I would say from 25 to like 35. Or I can get like a 40-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, that is like really interacting with me.
Okay.
And that's maybe because I've known them for a long time, or they've been following me for a long time, that they feel comfortable enough to do it. That's usually the case. It's usually somebody that like is 40 now, but I met them when they were younger.
Right.
Type of thing.
Gotcha.
So shout out to all y'all. They're like social media people. Like I feel like social media friends that I've met actually a good amount of social media friends. Like I think that once you build that bond and like
they be the best friends.
Listen, they be hyping you up and they're fun. So yeah, so it's something that I've just noticed is that a lot of women, and I can say even men, we're all going through like a thing where dating is like very confusing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because a lot of people are talking to multiple people, or that has been more of a thing. At least for the female's perspective, right? Like we're not the first person to call her beautiful that day.
Yeah. I also think it's just that dating has turned into something that like, it's kind of like fun.
Or ego driven,
because that's where all of the like how much the dates cost come into play. What are we doing on the dates? Kind of like you need to make sure where we're gonna
shit.
Like this, exactly, like superficial stuff. So that's where like dating is like super weird. And we're also getting to the age of where like social media is more prominent than ever. So when you bring a relationship into that, there's just so much that goes into that. Like whether you want to believe it or not, once you post it on social media, like even if it's an arm, oh, she's with a man. Like
they start looking at the tattoos.
Yeah, they start looking at the tattoos. They listen, Instagram.
Well, J. Coach said a lot of real shit on that shit, Claudia.
He did.
On the Heavens EP that he dropped. Whatever, it's all about Hop 600 now. I'm kidding. But he said some real shit there, because he said like this generation is more about hating, and the reason why I say that or I bring that up is because it's like it's more of people of show, of front, of oh, I got this or I got that, or this person, you broke, I'm up, like
yeah.
With the whole highlight thing. So he just said a lot of real stuff there,
and then so that it can also go towards dating, because it's like I have this, or I can provide this for you, or I require this from you, I need this from you, and things like that. So, and there's a lot of actually broken people that date. Like right. There's some people that, like, something that I noticed is that people who shouldn't be dating are usually dating. And it's like, you really should just take this time for yourself, because you might go a little crazy. And then there's those people who have been single for so long, which is the category that I fall into. The person who has been single for such a long time, to the point that even allowing somebody to come in, even if it's like as a friend, sometimes it's kind of like, oh my God, you know, because you start getting to that, you're getting to that age to where it's like, you're meeting people and you just don't know who it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like at this, I feel like at this age more than any other age, and I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but like, I feel like I'm getting to that age right now to where it's just like, I can meet the love of my life at any given moment. You know what I mean? I've always thought that, but I feel like more now than ever, I'm like truly believing it, because here's the reason why. I'm tired of acting like I don't want a relationship. like, not even so much that I'm acting like I don't want it. I just keep saying I don't want it. I'm just like, I don't have time for that. Dude, stay playing. It ain't even worth it. Or I need to be more flirtatious. I need to like be more, and I'm just like, but I'm already enough. Like, like I am enough. Like my personality is who I am. I'm not going to change that. If you're my man, am I going to hype you up and talk to you a little bit more? Definitely. You know, but it's also going to take time for me, because I have been single for so long. So that's something that like I think about all the time. It's like, oh my God, like, but then I also think it shouldn't be that hard. You know what I mean? Because like, if I really fuck with somebody, like, it shouldn't be that hard. It should just be like, I could just be like my full self and be like super lovey-dovey and like ask for the million of hugs that I truly want daily. You know, like I should be able to freely feel that way with the person that I'm with. And I was listening, there's like a clip from the 85 South show that a woman was saying that it takes like 20 to 45 minutes for the pussy to get hot. Like to be ready. Like that if you put in work for that amount of time.
You said 20 to 45?
20 to 45 minutes. And you're just like you're just like doing that, warming it up. And then Carlos said that he's been eating raw pussy. Well, he's been fucking raw pussy then, because he doesn't do it for that long.
Undercooked.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So why I brought that up for a specific reason. Oh, yes. Okay. So she was saying that it was like 20 to 45 minutes, right? And then some girl retweeted it, quoted it, and said, if my pussy ain't throbbing in 19 seconds, I'm out. And that's how I feel like you should feel with the person that is the one. Like, I feel like that is like actually, maybe not that specific body part, but maybe the part that you just like know, you know what I mean? Like you just know, like, no, like this is the person that like
that I'm gonna be with.
And almost like
but doesn't it always start like that? Well, I mean,
it always starts like that
in the beginning, I guess, but I guess that's what you're saying too. Like, I want something like that, and then this age with Tinder.
With this generation, you don't even get that far to find out.
Yeah, type shit.
You don't get that far to find out, and then it's also like, and if you do get that far finding out, everybody's dating everybody, so you don't even know, because they're not even being honest with you that they're dating other people or talking to other people or even entertaining other people. So then you are like completely blindsided when you find out, because it's just like, yo, I thought it was just me and you. Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, that's another thing that you have to deal with in this generation of dating is like how you were saying, the multiple people. And then there is like you can't be too nice because guys like bitches. And it's just like, but then you're not even gonna like, you want me to be bitchy because I can be bitchy, and that's not gonna be fun for anybody, especially me, because I hate when I'm a bitch. Like I hate it so much. So You know, it's like they're either too nice, or then they're or guys expect you to have like a specific body type. Like guys have a specific body type, and then so the guy that could be the one for you is like, no, because she's not my body type. And it's just like, wait, what? Like, it can't be that superficial. Like, and that's exactly how it is. I feel like yeah, it's superficial because it's the financial part, it's the everything. So
But people want, like, it's like they want that though.
no, absolutely do. They absolutely do. For me, I just feel like for all of that bullshit, I'll just stay single.
Bitch, I'm saying,
But I want like that love. Like I want like a dude to be mad crazy about me. Like how you see like how there's like real life couples that you see that it's just like, dang, like I would love something like that. You know what I mean? Like my own, like where it's just like I know how this person smells. Like, oh man, don't you like miss that? like like just knowing someone's smell, their scent.
I'm not trying to cry right now, Claudia. So.
You're not trying to what? Cry.
So please. But yeah, like of course you do. You miss
you
this.
Just miss that.
You miss that. You miss that companionship. You miss that. That someone to talk, someone to be in your corner. You know, who isn't just a friend, who isn't just a family member. You know, it's the person who
is your person.
It's your person who quote unquote accepts you for you.
Exactly, and that you can be yourself with and all that stuff.
But a lot of us have an idea of someone too, and that's what we love too. We love the idea of someone.
Always.
You know, like even with the superficial shit, like, oh, I like the idea of being with this type of person with that body type or whatever like that, like,
or even wardrobe
or particular
or lifestyle,
status, exactly.
like, oh, he's a so and so, let me
or he's driving this, right? He's driving that. But it's also a little bit to do with, we live in Miami too a little bit. It's also a part of our city. But it probably is just a little bit more highlighted with the social media generation though too. And these apps basically. Like
I don't want to go back on those apps. I'd be tempted sometimes.
Even shit like OnlyFans too. You know, I think that had something to do with the dating pool too, or even just with females, you know, like on how they're gonna act. I think now which is cool. Like I feel like more girls are more on their like their shit. You know,
it's kind of like
like they bossing up. You know what I mean? Like
you kind of like gotta come correct to a woman because you can't come with the same game that you was coming at with because like I don't need no man to go take me nowhere. Like if I want it, I'm gonna get it for myself. Like period. Like I'm gonna get it myself. I'm gonna figure it out. But I'm gonna get it. Like if I want it, I'm gonna get it. I don't ever need. It wouldn't hurt if a man sponsored it or if I got to use somebody else's money, but I'm not going to wait for that either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got time for that. Like, if I want it now, I'm gonna go get it now. If I want to eat it now, I'm gonna go eat it. Like, so that's like that, even that, like that mindset, you know what I mean? Like as a woman, like you have that because like I said, I've been single for some time. So I just learned so much about myself in this. I've just learned so much about myself in that time. One of the things that I feel like that I've learned the most is that I like deserve so much better. Like I deserve so much better. And I feel like there's times that like I settle or like I run away. Like, cause it could be like
you run away, love.
I kind of am, Hav, cause I get like mad shy. Cause like I have like, okay, there's a couple instances. So there's like somebody that I see and I see them often. And so like I always say hello to them. And then I saw them at the grocery store and I was like shook. I didn't say nothing to them. I just was just like, oh my God, because it was just like another interaction. I was like terrified of another interaction because it's just like, because then that leads into something else, and then that leads into something else, and then what if I'm not ready for that? And then like get into my head. I'm being like completely transparent because that's something that is like dead ass happening in my life right now. So I noticed that, and then another time I noticed that in the moment I was way too shy, and so I felt like I missed out on something. And so that's fucking with me. It's not fucking with me, but it's something that makes me think. It makes me think like, okay, so what is it that's going on? And then Hav knows that I've been feeling like, why do I keep getting myself into these situations? You know, like into these pickles, I've been calling them.
Yeah, and you look within. You know,
yes, like because it's just like, hold on, why did I do that? And then, okay, and now it makes sense why I did that and why I've been dying for another interaction with this person because they seem genuine. But then I like run away. And then it's just like, why? Because
it might be too good to be true.
It might, yeah, exactly. Or because it's just like you don't know where it could come from. You're kind of like scared because like there's times that like you talk to a dude or like even if it's like nothing, you don't know, man. Like there's like dudes that have girls and then they don't claim them, they don't say anything, they'll talk to other girls, flirt with them, try to like, and then that's also something else that like to me, I, as a woman, like to be mindful of, because the last thing that I want is to be like in the middle of something. Like I'm already in the middle of my own shit. Don't ask me how I'm in the middle, but so I don't need to be in the middle of anybody else's shit. So that's something else too, you know? And then like I don't like that whole like, do you have a girlfriend? Like that's kind of strong. Like, do you have a girlfriend? Like, oh, I just met you.
I gotta do the link up. Just link up, you know, like to go somewhere, you know, like where it's like a plan where you two to be. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like a strong but casual, and especially if it's not like a dinner. Probably be like way less casual. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to the Wood Saturday night. Type shit, or like, you know, I'm doing
that
this.
Could actually be very true.
I'm doing that, you know, like kind of thing, and maybe that could be something. I
want to dance now.
So yeah, but the guy who is catcalling, or the guy who walks up and talks to girls, is the one with the girlfriend. Because
always
he literally has nothing to lose.
Always, it's always a dude with a girlfriend.
Because the dude that don't, like, I don't know if it, because I don't want to say it's a confidence thing, but I'll just speak for myself. You know, like, I guess, like, I just feel like that doesn't work. You know, like, we're not jits anymore. You know, that used to, like, you know, like, with girls our age, you know, who are 14. But now the girls that are of age and are around our age, you know, it's a little bit of that superficial thing. Yeah. But it's also, it's also that of like kind of coming correct, or, you know, like, damn, do I come off strong or do I don't, you know, like, or damn, you know, like, even, you know, there's this girl at the gym, you know, like, damn, well, how do I, you know, like, what do you do to start that conversation, right? Like, you don't want to come off strong, you don't want to come out too crazy, you know,
it's like you don't know how to, it just can go so many different ways, whether you're a man or you're a woman.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like,
and rejection is hard. That's why I mean, like, and then getting that rejection is harder probably for a single person, because it's like, quote unquote, no one has accepted me, or like, I don't have my person. But that person, or the individual who's in a date, in a relationship, they have nothing to lose, because they're like, if that bitch says I'm whack, I still got my shit.
Exactly. I actually had, when I was at Brick, I had a dude hella talking to me, asking me for my number, talking to my sister, trying, like, having conversations with her and finding out how awesome she is and shit. Mind you, she makes friends everywhere. Guys, we're going to talk about that, because that's something else that probably needs to get talked about, because it's something that I need to focus on. I need to look at, who's on the inside.
Find out what's in there.
Find out what's in there. Okay, so so she ends up like, you know, getting hella cool with him. He asked me for my number. I was just like, I'll give you my Instagram. That's all I'm giving out.
Damn, strong.
If you get the Instagram,
you already know it's kind of like, unless the DMs go like back and forth too crazy.
Listen, if you get the Instagram,
just, you know, pack it home, boys.
If you get the Instagram, that just means that I'm really gonna just leave you on red. Possibly. Because I have that power with that. And then you don't need my number. Because if I tell you that you want my Instagram, and I'm also kind of being like really cold with you, like I'm really not talking to you. Like you probably should get my best friend's number, who's probably not even interested in you, but is cool as fuck. So come to find out, dude has a family. So it's like, and then they wonder why I have trust issues.
Ain't my wife and kids?
Listen, I saw what I saw, but
you seen it?
I seen it.
With your third eye or with your good eye?
Both, all three of them. So my best friend is super friendly. She's an Aquarius. She makes friends everywhere, and not only does she
friends with the wall.
Not only does she make them, but she is like very happy about making them. Cause she'll be like, "Oh my god, that time we had so much fun because we made so many friends." I'm like, "We."
I didn't talk to anybody.
Like, you definitely made mad friends. They spoke to me because you introduced me to them.
Your new friend.
So I had to say hello. And I just wanted to I just came here to dance, get my drink on, and dance. Like,
and make sure my parking meter is good.
Listen, that's very important because tickets out here in Miami are annoying as fuck.
Getting a ticket is just annoying. Like, it's just like, what a drag.
And then, like, especially if, like, the day that I got a ticket, like, okay, the day that I got a ticket, it was amazing, first of all, because I got to eat with somebody that, like, I love spending time with. So I, like, loved that. I was just like, oh, my God, this is amazing. So I had, like, a really good time with them. And then the time, like, got cut short. You know, it was like something that was quick. So it was just like, dang. Like, it's so sad. It's just like, but I want more time with you. So then I end up going out and then end up trying to have fun because I'm just like, dang, like I really don't know when I'm going to see this person again, you know? Because you just never know. And so I was kind of like down, and then we ended up going to Wood Tavern and ended up having some fun. And then I get to my car and it's just like, I have a ticket. And I'm just like, I was already sad.
Yeah, let's go.
I was like, I was already
really know when to lay in when I'm down, huh?
I was like, I was already sad. And now a ticket, like, and I knew it too. I was just like, dang.
That's the worst.
I was like, I'm going to get a ticket. Because when I looked at, like, when you look at the app, when you look at the website or whatever, I'm like, I'm definitely getting a ticket. Damn you, Miami. You stay trying to get money out of me, whether it's for fun. It's always for fun because the parking.
Whether if it's for fun or whether it's to carry a gun.
So yeah, so that was that just sucks. So then my sister, she just loves like making friends, and she always says that. So then that makes me think about myself, like, why is it that I'm that way? You know, like, what does it hurt to just have like a random conversation, and you just never know who you're going to meet,
right? And become friends, and
become
cool.
friends with, and become cool with, and then they're at the same place that you actually love going to. So maybe you can go there again with them, and
friends are great. They show up sometimes, you know, right? Like, and they could invite you out to things, and when their dad might have a boat, and you could go out on the boat. I don't know. It's just like,
Pop's got a boat.
Think about the friends that you make, and you're like, damn.
I'm gonna start calling him Theo. Let me find out.
Kind of like your friends, allies, their resources.
Yeah, it's also like a great way of networking.
Yeah,
because again, you just never know who you're going to meet, and sometimes in these places, like, there's people that you don't know because maybe they don't have a huge following on social media, but they're possibly really known in the business of whatever business you may be interested in. That's the craziest part. Probably one of the best parts about Miami. So that's something that I feel like I need to work on as well, is like kind of like knowing who the fuck I am. I just have to let that shit breathe. Because it's like, I just need to like.
You don't need no hook for this shit, Claudia?
I don't. And because it's just like when you feel that strongly about like who you are, especially when you have worked so hard to become the best version of yourself, and then you feel like you keep coming up short, and it's just like, no, you're not coming up short. You just need to get out of that comfort zone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're never cutting short if you have resources. Right. With those resources, you're able to create more space, create more whatever it is that you feel like you keep, even if it's confidence. You know, like using your resources, you even meeting different people can like be like a confidence booster to where it's helping you in other areas of your life. So that's just something that like I had to like reflect on myself and kind of like think about it, because she even said it. She was just like, you would think it would be the opposite. Like, you know, like that she would be the one making the most friends. But I've always been like that. Like it's always been her, you know, having all of these like different friends and stuff like that. And then just me just having like my same people. But I like it I love it that way. My mom told me, she's like, not everybody is your friend. What does it have?
Ain't no friends in this industry.
Oh, that part. But I was going to say, si saben contar, no cuenten conmigo.
Hell no. I need that on a shirt.
I need that on a shirt too. Yeah. My mom says that all the time when she feels like motherfuckers is trying her. And it's like, if you can count, don't count on me. Yeah. That's basically what it is. So that's like one of the best things that she says. And so whenever like some shit like that I just like mentioned, like that's just like something that it is. So shout out to that. I definitely felt like I was able to speak a little bit more on like what has been like hindering me. Besides that, like I have like some job stuff, of course, that is happening, and it's just kind of like all up in the air, and it's just because it's just like I want to be where I want to be now. Right now, not yet, no, not tomorrow, not the day after, like right now. Like if I could just go like this and like, I don't know, 1 million people were watching this, like I would be the happiest person on earth. But it doesn't work that way. You gotta work. Whether it be for somebody or even for yourself. Because when you become your own boss, boy, that shit is 24/7. Bless you, How. God bless you, How.
Thank you. And that's the truth right there. You know, you got to put up the work.
And I feel like a 9 to 5, and even though sometimes like I know I'll be like, damn, fuck all that shit, I want to work for myself. As much as you want to do that, it also teaches you discipline in some type of way. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just me. The discipline in like waking up early, being on time. Like there's just so many things that a job teaches you as far as discipline goes, that kind of like gives you like a routine.
Yeah, or you could even see the type of workers that it is in a business. If you ever have the sole wish to work for yourself, you know, and then kind of look for cues or look for certain things. Yeah. I mean, you said some shit that was good. It's like no one could take away the experience. They could take away your job. They could take whatever that it is, but they can't take that experience that you made there and what you learned. You know, there's probably some shit that you did there that you had to figure out that you ain't know how to do before. My bad. Go ahead.
Ever. No, I'm like hyping you up, and then I'm also kind of like, yeah, I'm also like just letting you go, because like it's the truth. Because basically what I was saying is like the whole experience thing, because I feel like after some point, like you come to a job, whether it be whatever job it may be, you're going to gain some type of experience there that you're going to be able to take not only to your next job but to the rest of your life. Forever. To where you don't know where it's going to come in handy. Like there's stuff that I learned when I was like hella young that I still use to this day, because I learned it when I was young, or I learned it last year, or At another job, like I learned how to do certain shit. And because of learning how to do those things, like multitask or being able to be on the phone and also type at the same time or write at the same time or do other things at the same time. And all of the other jobs that I've had basically like prepared me for that. So, that's just something that like they cannot take away from you, is that experience. Like, no. And then another thing is like, and then to maybe even like tie it up with the podcast is nobody can take away that I've done 179 episodes, guys. That's crazy.
It's crazy to say. First off, yeah. First and foremost.
Because when I tell you, when I look back on like how we started and how like, I remember just being so like, what are we doing? Like, and then but me just being so open, like me receiving it. I don't want to say open because I was receiving it. I was just like, okay, this is like a vision that like is coming to me. Let me receive it. Let me bring it into fruition. How can I make it better? How can I change it? What do I need to learn for me to look more presentable? Do I need to invest in makeup? Do I need to microphones? Like within a year, I wish you guys can see this room.
Or even like how can we execute it easily?
Exactly.
Rather than fucking, banging our head against the wall when we used to have to do this shit.
Yeah. Making the job easier when it came to recording the podcast, because sometimes in the beginning, it was a task. It was just like, bro, it was like a whole thing.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. I posted a picture, I want to say last week, of an episode that I did. It was like episode 36. That's crazy that was a long time ago. This was in 2018 that we dropped that episode.
Right.
And I just remember during that time just like being confident in what it was that I was doing. And I loved, because we had already had the system that we have now. So that was like pretty dope. We just didn't have the setup. We were still in the living room in our home.
And
so
I couldn't play Halo and
yeah, he couldn't. Because we just it's just like a dope setup.
What we got now is crazy.
It's insane. Yeah. So we're going to have to like do a tour one day. I think that's an idea. We should write it down.
Anywho. Yeah,
and so, for sure. Yeah, I think
as we do more stuff too.
And there's times that I always want to like go back and like just tell that Claudia, like, hey, it's okay.
It's okay, baby.
You're going to get there. Just keep focusing. Like just because I remember during that time, like it was like the doubt. There's always doubt that creeps in every other couple of episodes, months.
There's sometimes there's times, yeah. There's times that you feel like the shit, and there's times that you're feeling like you ain't so much the shit.
Listen, I'm still trying to recover from whatever the fuck happened in the summer. Okay, like my summer. You guys saw like the reel that I posted on. Well, you probably didn't see it. Let me show it to you. Just a little bit though. Dog, y'all, I got a video of my stomach right before we recorded this, and I'm shook. Y'all catch my Instagram. Make sure y'all follow me. I was about to say Audi Ambition. Claudia Renee with 2 E's in Renee and 2 underscores. So check me out.
Check me out.
Bro, I hate this new update.
What?
It like doesn't play the music right away. Damn, my reel looks lit. My summer was all I was going through it. The very first clip was the day of my birthday, and I was miserable. Like, I was so miserable. But of course, I stuck it through. It's my birthday. I'm going to stuck it through. And there's other times in that video where I just remember being like, bro, I'm actually just go out because like I need some type of like, not an escape, because it's not an escape for me when I go dancing. Like, I'm not escaping from life. I want to just dance. You know, like, it's just, to me, it's like, it's not even, it's way past therapeutic. It's just like spiritual. You know, it's just like how I feel like I want to move. And so that's one of the things that I love about summer. So like that, and like going out in that video, like it looks like I just had like a great time, but there was like times in that where I was so uncertain. I didn't feel confident. I wasn't happy. I was lost. I was confused. My health took a crazy turn randomly to where I ended up in the ER. So you start thinking about like so many different things. And then when I did this reel, it was kind of like, dang, I had a really good summer because I was outside and stuff. But at the same time, like, I wasn't happy, you know? So I was like, that's why I said, like, I'm still trying to figure out what happened during the summer. Like, what was going on, or what triggered me to be able to feel the way that put me into this whole thing that I just described right now. So yeah. Listen, I said I was going to be real today. I was going to be super real, super transparent. And that's exactly what I'm giving y'all.
Right. Oh yeah, make sure y'all tune in next week or somewhat in the near future of that San Francisco video.
Oh well. Yes. I was dropping a video called San Francisco Shot in San Francisco. So that's going to be exciting.
Like Hugh Rich says, you know, live on location.
I know that's right, Hav. So I've been, we got a little bit more time, and I want to talk a little bit about Fuller House on Netflix. Oh, I love this show, first of all.
Yeah, I look-y wanted to watch it. Like, Claudia's that friend for me. He was like, some shit that I didn't want to watch, and then now I'm like invested in. I'm like, oh my god,
what happens next?
What happens next?
You know,
New Kids on the Block was on this last episode.
That was awesome. That was awesome because
wasn't a new in Block. That was a little ahead of my generation, but yeah,
it was ahead of our generation. However,
but they're the OGs.
You knew
they stole from Boyz II Men. Actually,
you knew who New Kids on the Block were. And you knew that in that era of like DJ and like these girls growing up, that they were like a big deal for these girls because that show took you to that. You know what I mean? Like no matter what time you saw that show, like in your life, like that show was so like in the times. And one of the things that I love is that they kind of like, they don't shy away from that when with the characters and like having the New Kids on the Block and how they reacted and how they got to go on stage with them. And you know, even like with the high school sweetheart being in the picture like consistently and things like that. And so it kind of like keeps you interested. Guys, I'm on like season 3 and I'm really sad because they stopped at season 5 and I read why. And it was because like there was too many other shows to compete with.
Yeah, Netflix canceled a bunch of shit too. Yeah, that time. Because remember they canceled also College with Friends.
Oh, that was a really good show.
Which I thought was just...
That was dumb. But
what show you taking? Full House or Boy Meets World?
Damn.
What if you had to take one you could watch and then the next one you can't watch, you can never watch again? Which one you rolling with? Cause like, damn, I don't know if I feel like I've seen more of Full House. I feel like I've seen more of Full House, but I just love the concept and the idea of Boy Meets World way more. Like
Same.
I feel like it's like, oh no, but the better show is Boy Meets World. But like, damn, I think I'll probably just have more fun watching Full House though, you know, or like, or I don't know, or it will call back a little bit more because since it is such a long series of Boy Meets World, I feel like we didn't watch those episodes again or repeatedly as much as I did with Full House because, you know, Disney kind of went on to the next thing, you know, and they like never really played them. And
yeah, I would say that I would keep Full House just because like watching Fuller House, they do a lot of like flashbacks and stuff, and I'm just like, dang, I knew that pillow was her pillow. Like, right. You know, like there was certain things that like I just knew because I literally loved that show. Like And I knew that they had a golden retriever, but like it didn't hit me for real until I started watching it, and how they have like the great grandson of the original dog from Full House. And I love how they kind of like did that. I love how it's in the same house. I love how the cast is still there except the Olsen twins, but I just think it's funny because they always like kind of bring it back. So I think that's cute. I really just enjoy it. Like I love the nostalgia. I love the
Here for the nostalgia.
I also love how like the three because it's Kimmy.
Oh yeah.
It's Kimmy, Stephanie, and DJ. And I love how all three of them have all different stories. And I love how they're not afraid to like talk about them. Like DJ lost her husband, is raising her 3 kids, and it's kind of like the same thing, you know. It's the same story, different circumstances, different, because it's like the three. There's a lot of similarities. Like I said, it's the three because the dad had 3 girls.
Yeah.
He lost his wife, and then she had 3 boys. She lost her husband. Her best friend and her sister move in with her. It was just my lip gloss. Her best friend and her sister move in with her.
Right.
His brother-in-law and best friend move in with him to take care of the kids and like all this stuff. So that's basically like the synopsis of both of the shows. The thing that I like is
and Full House had a better reboot too.
And they also I read something that said different. That's funny. That's funny that you say that.
Oh, really? I mean, yeah. I was gonna say I haven't watched that one though, but
yeah, I haven't either. So I wouldn't know. But the article that I read, one of the things that it said was that the kids are just like delivering their lines as opposed to just being who the kids are. And the other thing was that the reboot of Boy Meets World was more better. Yeah, was better than
or
theirs.
Made more sense. Yeah,
made more sense, or like it was like something that can continue.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny that you said about the kids because I feel like, damn, like I ask my question, like, are they good? Or like
every time I see them now, ever since I read that article, it's like y'all be doing too much.
Because even with the little kid, the little the sassy kid,
the sassy one,
he's funny. That I'm like, damn, like, but damn, is he good though? You know, like I'm like, damn, is he good, or is it like the lines or like what they have him do is just kind of funny and kind of like almost necessary for the show?
Yeah,
a little bit, or like
because he's like, if you compare it, he's Stephanie.
Right. Oh yeah.
And Stephanie was the quirky one who would kind of like have these little like jabs, sayings and and she was the sassy one.
Right.
Because DJ was the more, she was the older sibling. You know?
You know what? Yeah, they didn't have to hit all of the same notes. You know what I mean? But they did. I guess they did they did too much. Yeah, I guess. Like, of so much of like, oh yeah, then be this and be that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, but I still love it. I love that Kimmy is there with her daughter, because then that brings in a different dynamic, because you don't just see them raising the girls, you see them raising the boys, you see them raising also the girl, because it's kind of like it's kind of like they all have 3 moms, right, type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was also part of that era, that time in Hollywood, I would say especially, was like, let's do the girl version of this. Let's do the girl version of that.
Yeah.
You know, and cool, you know, and it's good that we have them, you know, right there.
It's about that time.
It's about that time. I mean, shit, low-key is.
It really is. I didn't even go hold y'all any longer. I mean, I did want to share something that I think one of the things that I loved about the Fuller House, and we can just like close it up here, is it navigates the dating after losing somebody in this generation, because the dad went through it in a different generation, to where it was just different. There was different things that they had to worry about. Like now is like the social media, the grades, the bullying, the shootings in schools, and there's just so many different aspects when it comes to raising kids nowadays. So I like that they kind of like brought that in. And then Stephanie not being able to have babies, I felt like that was something that was important to bring in as well, because there are women who just can't have kids, and they have to navigate life either being okay with it and not having any kids at all, period, or being okay with it and accepting the fact that they may have to adopt or find a surrogate. And then Kimmy with her
that's still a major. I think we talked about it before on the podcast.
What?
About basically a woman not being able to, because that's like
That's
one
like
of the main like it's
reasons we were created.
right, that and we're like, it's like that and getting married, you know, or like expectations, you know, right? So
Yeah, and then
that has to be a blow. And then you were gonna say Kimmy,
and then Kimmy with her, you know, having being with somebody, then getting divorced, and then getting engaged, and that happens. Like, that's not even something that they could have exaggerated or done anything extra about it, because that definitely happens. There's times where like people get married, people get divorced, and then they get back together because for whatever reason, and it ends up working out. You know, it kind of like takes for that, like that separation to kind of like bring you back. What is it?
if it's meant for you, it'll come back, or what?
Absence creates fondness in the heart. I don't know, some bullshit like that. Listen, it's about that time. I'm trying to go to sleep.
We'll see y'all next week.
We will see y'all next week. Listen, hold that the fuck up.
Whoa.
Hold the fuck up. It was my dog's birthday yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So y'all make sure that y'all listen. Still tell him happy birthday. I don't care if y'all see this 2 years from now. You can tell him happy birthday.
Please do.
September 24th. Listen, we accept all Zelle and Cash Apps if you want. Catch his Instagram Jav600 for that, and I'm pretty sure that's the Zelle, and no, maybe not the Zelle. We can give him the Cash App though.
Nah, it's nothing. It's nothing of those. But yeah, man, Jav600 out. You know, go stream that. Had it on repeat. It's gonna be lit this weekend.
Exactly. Guys, we are still in a pandemic, and I'm going to the J. Cole concert, and I did not talk about it all episode, but I'm fucking going to the J. Cole concert.
But we big backs boys though.
Oh, that's true. How have you just got your second shot? But guys, listen, do better. We are still in a pandemic, so make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, and mind your business. And for the 179th time in a row, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves with my co-host Jav600, and we are out of here.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.
God damn.